Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Career Launcher. My name is Naveen, and today we'll be looking at CMAT must-do quant and DI questions. So basically, we'll be looking at DI or LR-based questions, which include a bit of quant. Okay, so let's begin. So six persons A, B, C, D, E, and F are sitting in a row facing north. The three persons sit between F and D. C sits to the immediate left of F. Two persons sit between C and B. How many persons sit to the left of B? So since we have six people that are supposed to sit, so two are at the corners, the leftmost and the rightmost, and then we need another four people. So let's draw some more points. Okay. Now we are told that three people sit between F and E. So that would mean if F sits here, E sits here, or if E sits here, F sits here, right? This is one pair of possibilities. The another is if I shift F to the next place. So if F shifts here, sits here, E sits here, or if F sits here, E sits here. So basically we have these four cases. Next statement says C sits to the immediate left of F. So if F is going to be here in the first case, there is no immediate left of him. So that would mean we cannot have F here. The only possibility is E being here and F being here, so that C sits to the immediate left. Next, if we have F here, then C is going to be here and E goes here. And if A is going to be here, F goes here, and this is where C is going to be, right? Two persons sit between C and B. So if I look at the first case, if two people are supposed to sit between C and B, there is no such scenario, right? Because if B is going to be on the left, then he will occupy the position of A. That's not possible. If you look at the second scenario, if there are two people who are supposed to sit between C and B, so this is the position only where B can go. If you look at the third scenario, if C sits second position from the right, then two places gap and then B will come in, which will occupy the position which E already has. So now the question is, how many people sit to the left of B? So this is where B is. So there are a total of three people who will sit to the left of B. Right? Okay. So next question. This is how you begin. This is how you think. If there are going to be cases, please feel free to make cases if you do not want to miss out on one of the possibilities. Do not make cases if that's more than four. Okay. Next question. I'll give you 3 minutes to solve. Start. So time is running out. Let me know in the chat whatever you think the correct option is. Right, Srinivas. Anyone else? Okay. So we have got A, B, C, E, F, G. So D is not here. Are seated in a straight line facing north. So same as the previous question, these are a total of 6 people who are seated in a straight line. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 people. Chahat is sitting third to the right of Gagan. So if Gagan is sitting here, so I'll write down only G. So it's going to be third to the right. That's where Chahat is sitting. Or if Gagan sits here, Chahat is going to sit. Or if Gagan sits here, Chahat is going to sit. So there are 3 possibilities only. And Barun is sitting second to the right of Chahat. So if Chahat is here, so Barun goes here. If Chahat is here, Barun goes here. If Chahat is here, Barun goes here. So each of the 3 cases. Isha is sitting to the immediate right of Aman. So if we want Isha and Aman, 2 people whom we have already not placed, if we want them to be sitting immediate left or right of each other, we need to have 2 consecutive spots that are vacant. So in the first case, we have got these 2 consecutive spots that are vacant. So we have got Isha is sitting to the immediate right of Aman. In the next one, we do not have 2 consecutive spots. So second is gone. In the third one, we have got Isha is sitting to the immediate right of Aman. So this is what we'll have. Then the last person that is left is going to be Farhan, who will occupy the last empty space. So which of the following represents the pair of persons sitting at the extreme ends of the line? So we have got Gagan and Isha, but that's not in the options, right? Uh, okay, I think I made a mistake. Barun is sitting second to the right of Chahat. I think I made a mistake. I took it as left. Okay. So what I will do is I'll restart. So we have Gagan and Chahat. Okay. So I just realized my mistake. So this is where Gagan is going to be. Barun is sitting second to the right of Chahat. So this is Chahat second to the right of Chahat. This is where Barun is going to be. We cannot have any place for the second. We cannot have any place for the third, right? Because Chahat is at the extreme. Now, back to that, Isha and Anaman, they should be at 2 consecutive spots. These are the 2 consecutive spots. And this is going to be Aman, this is going to be Isha, and this is where Farhan is. Okay? Up, sense banta hai. So which of the following represents the pair of persons sitting at the extreme ends of the line? It's G and B. G and B will result in option B. So 3 possibilities initially, eventually turned out that only one of those 3 possibilities will result in an answer. Right, Srinivas? Correct. So try this one. I'll again give you guys 3 minutes. Go ahead. D. Chalo. Let's see. Six persons, that is A, B, C, D, E, F, are sitting around a circular table facing the center. So we'll draw a circular table and we will place six people. They are supposed to be symmetrical. They're all facing towards the center. Next statement says B sits third to the right of E. So if I place E over here, his third to the right. So first right, second right, third right. This is where B is going to be, which is like another way of saying opposite to each other. C sits second to the left of B. If B is here and if he's facing inwards, his left is going to be clockwise now. So second to the left, this is first left, second left. This is where C is going to be. Only one person sit between C and A. So it cannot be to the right of C. It has to be to the left of C. D is not sitting adjacent to A. So this is the only place where D can occupy. And the last person, F, will come here. Now the question is, who sits third to the left of F? That is another way of asking that who is sitting opposite to F. So it's going to be C, which is option D. Good. Another one, two questions best. Difficult? We have got 8 people, so we will place 8 symmetrical seats. Cameron is sitting fourth to the left of Farhan. There is a comma, so that's who is about Farhan, right? So Farhan is sitting fifth to the right of Isha. Dheeraj is sitting third to the right of Akansha. Now there is a comma, so this who is about Akansha, who is not the immediate neighbor of this and this. Bhavna is sitting third to the left of Hitesh. Again, there is a comma. This who is about Hitesh, right? So we'll start with that statement, which gives us something definite. The very first statement. So what we will do is we'll take Farhan. So if we have Farhan over here, so Cameron is sitting fourth to the left of Farhan. Now, fourth to the left of Farhan is like saying opposite to him. So we are going to have Cameron here. And Farhan is sitting fifth to the right of Isha. So if this is where Isha is going to be, so her right is first right, second, third, fourth, fifth. So fifth to the right is same as saying third to the left, right? So Farhan is sitting fifth to the right of Isha. We can also say Farhan is sitting third to the left of Isha because there are 8 people. So Farhan is sitting third to the left of Isha. Now, Dheeraj is sitting third to the right of Akansha. So there are a lot of places where they can go. But Akansha is not an immediate neighbor of Isha or Farhan. So that means Akansha cannot come here, Akansha cannot come here, Akansha cannot come here. So there are only 2 places where Akansha can go, right? So let's start here. Suppose Akansha is here. She is not an immediate neighbor of Farhan or Isha. And Dheeraj is sitting third to the right of Akansha. So her right is going to be this right, right? This is first right, second right, third right. But that is already occupied by Farhan. That means Akansha cannot go and sit there, right? So that would mean that Akansha has to move a bit more. So Akansha moves here. Her first right, second right, third right. This is where Dheeraj would go and sit. This is the only possibility for Dheeraj and Akansha, such that Akansha is not an immediate neighbor of Isha or Farhan. Okay. Now, Bhavna is sitting third to the left of Hitesh. We do not have Hitesh here. So we will, one by one, we will put in the place of Hitesh and Bhavna. The thing is, if we're talking about third to the left, that would mean there is going to be a gap of 2 people, right? So the gap of 2 people happens between these pair, or it happens between this pair. So there are 2 possibilities, right? So if we take Hitesh, who is not a neighbor of Isha, so if I put Hitesh over here, let's say, then Bhavna is sitting third to the left of Hitesh. First left, second left, third left. It's not possible because Cameron is already sitting there. So Hitesh cannot come here. What if we take Hitesh over here? Now Hitesh is not a neighbor of Isha, so it's fine. Now Bhavna is sitting third to the left of Hitesh. So first left, second left, and third left. This is where Bhavna would go. She's going to be neighbor of Isha and Dheeraj. Now we are left with one more person is named Gauri, and this is the only place that we are left with, right? Now the question is, which of the following pairs is sitting between Akansha and Dheeraj? So we have got Akansha and Dheeraj. Which pair sit? So it's Gauri and Farhan. Option D. Who among the following is sitting opposite to Dheeraj? So the person sitting opposite to Dheeraj is going to be Hitesh. So Hitesh becomes our answer. So basically D and B, right? So start with that statement which gives us something definite. And then if there are going to be cases, patiently put one value, see if it's possible or not, then put the second value, it's possible or not. How would we know that if we are going to have cases or not? Look at the options. None of the options say it cannot be determined, which means whatever scenario you're going to generate, it's going to be one of its kind, it's going to be unique. So you do not have to worry about how many cases you are going to have, right? So now let's look at some DIs. The graph given below shows the number of resolutions passed by 5 countries, only members in the UNA across years. So we can see that the countries are Spain, India, USA, Germany, and France. Number of resolutions are given as the y-axis from 0 to 100. The very first question is the number of resolutions passed by India is what percentage of total number of resolutions passed by the 5 countries, these 5 countries in UNA across the year. So for India, it's 80 out of how much total? So for Spain, we have got 60, India is 80, USA is 70, Germany is 40, and then France is 90. So if we add, this is going to be 100. Then this is going to be 170 plus 70, 240. 240 plus 100 is 340. Now we can get rid of 0 as in 10, and then we can get rid of another 2. So basically they both are divisible by 20. So we will be left with 4 here, and here we'll be left with 17. Now, if you know what 4 by 17 is, it's going to be great. But if you do not know what 4 by 17 is, well, do an approximation. Do we know what 4 by 16 or 1 by 4 is? Oh, of course, it's 25%. So 4 by 17, if the denominator is larger than 16 that we have chosen, that we are aware of, so if denominator increases, your percentage corresponding value decreases. So my answer should be little less than 25%. That's it. It's CMAT. You do not have to be very, very accurate. An approximation will help you solve it. Now, if you have understood how to go about this, next question is for you guys. Try. Just 2 minutes. Don't need a lot of time for such simple questions. Okay. So the number of resolutions passed by France is 90, and it is how much percentage more than the number of resolutions passed by Spain. So Spain we have is 60. So 90 by 60 is nothing but this. They both are multiples of 15. So 15 into 6, they both are multiple of 30 actually. So it's going to be 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is saying 150%. That means it's 50% more than what Spain has, right? Option B. Not even a 2-minute question. Next, what is the ratio of the sum of number of resolutions passed by Spain and USA? So Spain and USA, Spain is 60, USA is 70. So this is going to be 130. To the sum of the number of resolutions passed by the remaining countries in the UNA across years. So basically, if you are solving such sets, if you already know the sum, which was 340, out of 340, if you have 130 over here, that would mean the remaining 210 will be for the remaining ones, right? So the ratio is going to be 13 is to 21. You cannot simplify that further. If you look at the options, none of the options from A to D make sense. So it's going to be NOTA, which is an abbreviation for none of the above, right? Next one, give this a try. I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay. If the ratio of the number of resolutions passed by the men and women of France is in the ratio 2:3, what is the number of resolutions passed by men in France? So out of every 5 people in France, there are 2 men. So out of a total of 90 resolutions, this is what we are going to have. So this is basically if 18 into 5 gives us 90, 2 into 18 is going to give us 36. That's it. Another way to look at this is 90 has to be divided in the ratio 2:3, which means 90 should be divided into 5 equal parts. Each part is going to be 90 by 5, which is 18. So this is going to be 2 into 18. This is going to be 3 into 18. So 36 and 54. Men is asked. So men represents 36 and women represent 54. So 36 is what we need. Right? If the ratio of number of resolutions passed by the men and women of Spain is in the ratio of 2:1, what is the difference between the number of resolutions passed by men and women of Spain? So difference between men and women of Spain is 1 out of total 3 people. So Spain total is 60. So we'll multiply it by 60. So this will result in 1/3 of 60, which is 20. Or the entire 60, we can divide it in the ratio 2:1. Basically, we are saying 16 is to be divided into 3 equal parts. So each part should be 20. So we multiply 20 here, we'll multiply 20 here. So we will have a total of 40 men, we will have a total of 20 women. The difference will be that of 20. So option D. Right? So we can use the share approach or we can use the ratio approach. Either of those two will solve it. Okay, next, combination of 2 bar graphs here. The bar graph given on the right shows the quantity of fruits in tons exported by a company in 5 different months from January to May. And the bar graph on the left shows the value in lakh rupees of the fruits exported by the company in the 5 different given months, in the 5 different given months. So this is about the quantity and this is about the amount. Right? Or this is about volume and this is about value. Okay. Try this. You have a couple of minutes. Okay. So what is the difference in tons between the quantity as in we're talking about this particular bar graph, right? The first one, the left one. Of the fruits exported by the company in February and April together. So we are talking about February and April together. So this is going to be 10 plus 12. That is going to result in 22 minus that in March. So the March one we have is 12 again, right? So this is going to result in 10. Option A. Straightforward, simple addition, subtraction, right? Nothing much to do. Next one. In which of the months was the value of the fruit per ton the minimum? So we are given 5 months and there are 5 options, which basically means that we will have to check for each of the given months, right? One by one. So let's look at January. So we are asked value of the fruit, that is the right bar graph value per ton, that is the quantity. So that's the left one. And since it says per, so that means we need to divide. Per is the English word for division. So if we talk about January, the right value is 40. the left value is 8. So this is going to be 5. For February, the right one is 25 and the left one is 10. So this is going to be 2.5. So January is not the minimum as of now. If you look at March now, it's 50 for March, the value, and the value volume is 12. So 50 by 12 is going to be 4 point something, definitely. So March is also not true. Then comes in April. April is 30 divided by its value, which is 12. 30 by 12 is going to be exactly 2.5. So this is obvious that we are going to have 24 plus 6. It's going to be 2.5 only, right? So this is 6. 5 by 2 is what we have. Let's look at May. May we have a total of 35, and then it needs to be divided by how much is that? It's definitely not 9. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8 to 10, that's a change of 5 smaller segments. And the overall change is that of 2. So that would mean each segment changes by 0.4. So we are basically saying that this is going to be 8.4. Right? Now, had this been even 9, so this was very close to 4. So it's going to be more than 4. So if we look at February, it was 25 and 10. And if we look at April, that's 30 upon 12. So looks like it should not be the minimum. It should rather be maximum. Otherwise, we are going to have 2 options, right? So we should rather look at the maximum one. So the maximum is definitely going to be 5. 50 by 12 is not 5, it's 4 point something, because 60 by 12 is 5. So the best one is this, the maximum. Okay. Minimum with 2 options, so you cannot tick both options. Okay. The difference between the value, since we are talking about value, we are talking about the right one. Volume is going to be the left one. Per ton exported by company in February and May. Now, this is something we have already calculated, right? So for February, it's 2.5. For May, it's 4 point something. So we have got 2.5 and 4 point something. The difference is going to be one among the options, which means we exactly need what that 4.5, 4 point something is. So 35 by 8.4. Now, will 35 get divided by 8.4? Well, 8.4 is a multiple of 7, right? And 35 is also a multiple of 7. So we should have 7. If we cancel out, this is going to be 7 into 5, and this is going to be 7 into 12. So this is basically 50 upon 12. $4.166. Since these are in terms of lakh rupees, so we are saying 4,16,666 minus 2,50,000. The difference is going to be that of some value which should result in a 6 as the units place. None of the options results in 6. All the options have a 0 at the end, right? So none of the above. Next, the value of the fruits per ton. Value of the fruits, again, it's about the right side bar value divided by left side bar value. Hold on. Did we said not we? Did I solve it the wrong way? Okay. The bar graph on the right shows the quantity and this is showing the value. So I made the mistake in the very beginning itself. So options will change. It will become opposite to what I have been doing. Okay. So there's not going to be any change here. There is going to be change here. So this is my bad. So this one is right is the quantity and this one is value. मैंने उल्टा लिख दिया. Fruit per ton, value, volume. So for January, it is 8 out of 40, which is going to be 1 by 5, which is 0.2. March, February, it's going to be 10 out of 25, which is like saying 2 by 5, which is 0.4. So this is not the minimum. March, it is going to be 12 out of 50, which is like saying 24 out of 100, which is 0.24. This is not the minimum. April, it's going to be 12 out of 30, which is like saying 6 into 2 and 6 into 5. So 2 by 5, which is going to be 0.4 again. Won't. And then May, it's going to be 8.4 divided by 35. Now this makes sense, right? So this is 1.2 divided by 5, which is like saying 12 by 50, which is like saying 24 by 100, which is same as this, which is 0.24. So this is not going to be minimum because the minimum we had at our hand was 0.2. So option A. This one, it is supposed to be the opposite of what I did. So this one is the value and this one is the volume. Read it. Ulta pad liya maine. So February, we have 10 out of 25, which was 2 by 5, which was 0.4, or we can say 40,000. And for May, we have, so this is 40,000. And for May, we just calculated, it was 24,000, right? 0.24. So the difference is that going to be of 16,000 and 16,000 is option D. So this was 0.4 lakh, which is 40,000. 8.4 divided by 35 is going to give us 0.24, which is 0.24 lakh, which is 24,000. So the difference is 16,000. Okay. The value of the fruits exported by the company in March, so value as in this, is what percent of the value of the fruits exported by the company in February? So March में कितना है? It's 12 out of 50 divided by, because this will give us the value per ton for March, and for February we are going to have it's 10 out of 25. So this basically becomes 12 by 50 into 25 by 10. So this is twice. So 12 by 20. It's like saying, if I multiply it by 5 times, it's like saying 60 out of 100, which is nothing but 60%. So option B. Last one. Chalo, आप try कर लो. This is value, this is volume. Very silly mistake. 2 minutes. And please keep your questions and doubts ready if you have anything to ask. So 50 has become 30. So there is a drop of 20. Since we are asked to calculate in terms of percentage, so we are saying there is a drop of 20 on that 50. 20 gets subtracted from that 50, right? So 50 will become your denominator. 20 by 50 is like saying 40 out of 100, which is nothing but literally 40%. So there is a drop of 40%. Option B. Okay. So if you have any questions, I'll wait for another few seconds, 30 seconds or so. Drop in your query. In case if you're watching it later and if you have any query, feel free to ask in the comment section. I hope you guys are preparing for CMAT seriously. Okay, you can see that the level of questions of DI or LR, they are pretty simple. It's all about speed and accuracy. CMAT is all about that. And you have to be, a very quick aspirant, as in read questions very quickly, understand them very quickly. If there is a formula applicable, make sure that you apply the formula very quick. Do not make calculation mistakes. Do not do that. You're going to spend 1.5, 2 minutes on a question, and if it goes wrong, galat hai. So if you think that you won't be able to answer it, leave that question. Okay, so looks like no doubt. Well, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining, and please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like and share the video, and keep studying, keep giving your best. I'll see you guys again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.